XRP is a digital currency with a clear mission. It was designed for fast and cheap payments across borders. Think of sending money internationally without the usual high fees and delays. Ripple, the company closely associated with XRP, champions this vision. They aim to modernize how money moves around the globe. XRP is the engine that could power this change. It's not just another cryptocurrency floating in the digital ether. Instead, it's a purpose-built tool for the financial industry. Ripple believes XRP can make global transactions as quick and easy as sending an email. This bold idea is what drives its development and adoption. The markets are certainly taking notice of XRP's renewed vigor. As of late May 2025, XRP is trading actively, hovering around the $2.30 to $2.40 mark. This isn't just a minor fluctuation. We've witnessed some substantial upward movement. For instance, in one recent 24-hour period, its price jumped by over 3%. Even more impressively, the trading volume has surged by nearly 32%. This indicates a significant increase in buying and selling activity. With a market capitalization comfortably sitting around $135 billion, XRP solidifies its position as a major player in the crypto space. Investors are clearly watching its every move with keen interest. XRP's current success isn't happening in isolation. The entire cryptocurrency market is experiencing a significant upswing. The total value of all digital currencies is climbing steadily, now approaching an impressive $3.5 trillion. This figure is tantalizingly close to the all-time high of $3.9 trillion. Bitcoin, the original crypto king, recently smashed its own price records. Historically, when Bitcoin rallies, it tends to lift other cryptocurrencies along with it. XRP often follows this pattern, sometimes with a slight lag. This broad market buoyancy is undoubtedly providing a strong tailwind for XRP's current momentum. Looking at XRP's journey, it's been quite a roller coaster. The coin's 52-week price range spans from a low of 39 cents to a high of $3.38. This widespread perfectly illustrates the inherent volatility and dynamic nature of the crypto market. However, the prevailing trend for XRP has been decidedly upward. Since November 2024, its value has skyrocketed by an astounding 300%. This remarkable surge was largely fueled by extremely positive developments on the regulatory front. It's a powerful reminder of how swiftly fortunes can turn in the fast-paced world of digital assets, transforming uncertainty into opportunity almost overnight. For a long period, a significant dark cloud loomed over XRP's future. The U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, or SEC, initiated a lawsuit back in December 2020. The core of the SEC's argument was that XRP was an unregistered security. This accusation wasn't merely a minor legal hurdle, it posed an existential threat to Ripple and XRP. The lawsuit cast serious doubt on the fundamental nature of XRP. As a result, many potential investors became understandably cautious. This pervasive uncertainty acted as a heavy anchor, weighing down XRP's price and hindering its broader adoption by mainstream financial institutions. However, the tide began to turn significantly in Ripple's favor. A pivotal moment occurred in August 2024 when a court ruling was delivered, largely siding with Ripple. While Ripple agreed to a $125 million fine, the outcome was widely interpreted as a substantial victory. The situation improved even further following the U.S. presidential election in November 2024. The new administration brought changes to SEC leadership, with Paul Atkins, known for his more crypto-receptive stance, taking charge. Subsequently, the SEC withdrew its appeal and fully settled the case, dramatically reducing Ripple's fine to a mere $50 million. The news of the SEC settlement sent waves of relief and optimism through the XRP community and the broader market. Investor confidence, previously suppressed by legal uncertainties, experienced a dramatic resurgence. That incredible 300% price surge observed since November 2024, the settlement was the primary catalyst. Ripple's CEO Brad Garlinghouse had consistently expressed belief in their legal standing, famously stating, "We think the law is on our side and we're prepared to get through this." His unwavering confidence, once a beacon of hope during challenging times, was ultimately vindicated. The market's reaction was immediate and overwhelmingly positive. This legal triumph was far more than just a courtroom victory for Ripple. It provided essential regulatory clarity for XRP within the United States, one of the world's largest financial markets. For years, many large institutions had remained on the sidelines. They were understandably hesitant to engage with an asset that carried such a significant regulatory question mark. With that cloud of uncertainty now lifted, the path is clearer for wider adoption. Banks, payment providers, and other financial entities may now feel significantly more comfortable integrating XRP into their operations. It truly marks a fresh chapter for XRP. It's not just individual retail investors who are showing renewed excitement for XRP. The big players, the institutional investors often referred to as smart money, are also taking a closer look. Evidence of this can be seen in significant whale activity. For instance, one particularly large transaction involved the movement of 640 million XRP tokens. Such substantial transfers often indicate that high-net-worth individuals and financial institutions are actively accumulating positions. They perceive a strong potential for growth, especially now that the regulatory landscape has become much clearer. This represents a notable shift from the cautious stance many institutions held previously. A significant milestone for XRP's mainstream acceptance was recently achieved. Volatility Shares successfully launched the first-ever one-times XRP Futures Exchange Traded Fund, or ETF, which now trades under the ticker symbol XRPI. This development is a very big deal. An ETF allows traditional investors to gain exposure to XRP's price movements through their existing brokerage accounts, without needing to navigate crypto exchanges. It's as if XRP has donned a bespoke suit and confidently strode onto the trading floors of Wall Street. This launch signals growing acceptance and critically enhances XRP's accessibility to a broader range of investors. While the introduction of a futures ETF is a positive step, the real game changer many are anticipating is a spot XRP ETF. The SEC is currently in the process of reviewing several proposals for such a product. A decision from the regulatory body is widely expected by mid-June 2025, and the entire crypto community is watching with bated breath. The SEC has already given the green light to Bitcoin spot ETFs, and discussions around Ethereum ETFs are gaining traction. For example, BlackRock's acknowledgement of its Ether ETF filing suggests an evolving, more inclusive stance from regulators towards digital asset ETFs. XRP supporters are hopeful it will be next. The potential approval of a spot XRP ETF could have a transformative impact on its market. Unlike futures ETFs, spot ETFs directly hold the underlying asset, in this case, actual XRP tokens. This structure would make it exceptionally straightforward for large institutional investors to allocate significant capital directly into XRP. We've already witnessed the profound effect of Bitcoin spot ETF approvals. A massive influx of institutional funds followed. XRP could experience a similar surge in demand and a corresponding positive effect on its price. This pending ETF decision is arguably one of the most significant catalysts on the horizon. Technical analysts who study chart patterns to predict price movements are currently observing several bullish signals for XRP. The digital asset recently broke out from a falling wedge pattern, a formation that typically indicates an upcoming price increase. Following this breakout and a subsequent surge, XRP has entered a consolidation phase, trading steadily between $2.30 and $2.35. Furthermore, a symmetrical triangle is taking shape on the daily price chart, often a precursor to a significant and decisive price move. XRP is also maintaining its position above crucial moving averages, such as the 26-day exponential moving average, or EMA. Even the XRP-BTC trading pair recently formed a golden cross, another traditionally positive indicator for future performance. Based on these technical indicators and the prevailing positive market sentiment, analysts are setting their sights on several key price targets for XRP in 2025. Potential upside targets include levels such as $2.68, then $2.95, and further up at $3.39. Many traders and investors are particularly focused on $3.87 as a significant outer boundary for this potential rally. If XRP can decisively break through the immediate resistance level at $2.50, a swift move towards the $3 mark could be anticipated. Of course, more conservative projections also exist, with some analysts estimating XRP to trade within a range of $2.10 to $2.59 during the third quarter of the year. Looking beyond the immediate short-term fluctuations, some optimistic forecasts paint an even brighter picture for XRP. Certain analysts predict that XRP could potentially surpass the $5 mark by the end of 2025. Achieving such a milestone would likely depend on continued institutional adoption, favorable overall market trends, and further positive developments for Ripple. By 2026, if Ripple successfully expands its network of global banking partnerships, a price point of $10 or even higher is considered a possibility by some. Ripple is actively pursuing this, for instance, by onboarding major financial firms in the United Arab Emirates, including Zanbank and Mamo. Additionally, XRP's integration into protocols like Thorchain could unlock new use cases in decentralized finance, or DeFi. While the outlook for XRP appears increasingly hopeful, it is crucial to maintain a grounded and realistic perspective. The cryptocurrency market is inherently volatile and risks are always present. If XRP fails to hold its current support level around $2.30, there is a possibility that its price could decline towards $2.26, or even further down to $2.10. A rejection of the spot XRP ETF proposal by the SEC would undoubtedly dampen investor enthusiasm. Moreover, while XRP is engineered for utility within the Ripple payments network, it's important to remember that banks can also utilize fiat currencies within that system. Therefore, XRP's value remains to some extent influenced by speculative demand. The future holds promise, but the journey may encounter further challenges.